married.
Hi, my name's Barbie, and I'm from Medina. Please pick up your phone and make a pledge.
Hi, Dick Goddard once again back at TV8, the local headquarters for the MDA Super Show Telethon. Right away, we're going to go to the tote board and see where we stand. At this point, $378,889. A long way to go, and we're running out of time. We have 3 hours in which to do that. I should point out behind me now some of the folks manning the phones, the Rainbow Girls, Demolay, Job's Daughters, radio station WERE, and a gentleman here to my immediate right, a fella you all know, I think, Mr. George Carl, the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. How about that? Hi, George.
Hello, Dick. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for coming by. And if you'd like to talk to George, I don't know how we're going to do this, but if you ring enough phones, I think eventually it's going to come your way. And, George, your season starts when?
Well, we're going to have camp in about 3 weeks. September 27th is our first day of camp, and we have a lot of players in town. We're ready to go.
Well, I can't tell you all the excitement. You brought to Cleveland last year, and the first game is when? Where?
Opening season starts on October 25th in Chicago. Then we open in Cleveland the next evening against the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I think you might have a full house, George, for that.
I hope so.
Keep the phones ringing if you'd like to talk to Coach Carl. Why, you just keep dialing that number, and eventually you will be successful. We've seen the tote now, and we've been introduced to the folks who are manning the phones. At this point, we have Miss Denise with a beeper.
I don't know about you, but I have a second win here, and I am ready to go. We have 3 hours left. Let's get these phones ringing. 881-1234. Why don't we check and see how our neighbors to the south are doing in Akron and Summit County? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, it's Glenn George. How are things going down there, Glenn?
It's going real super here, real like the fall. Currently, our pledge totals are $21,233.
Oh, that's great. And what is the number down there? There's still 3 hours left to the telethon. People can certainly still call. Give us the number, please.
The number is 745-5600.
Okay.
I'd like to mention that the Forest Park Tavern just brought in $800 from a hot sausage sandwich marathon.
Oh, that's wonderful. Great. We'll keep that money coming in and keep the calls coming again. To our friends and neighbors in Akron and Summit County, the number out there is 745-5600. Glenn George and some other nice people just like him are waiting to take your call. So pick up the phone and give us all a call. In Cleveland, 881-1234. Now back to Dick. Thanks, Glenn.
And back again with us, Lou James from WBEA. Lou has some words of wisdom for us.
Well, you know, I'd like to talk about some folks that I worked with yesterday out at World of Pets. They're located in the Fairview Shopping Center, and they're doing a promotion all weekend long for the benefit of MDA. And a portion of their money that they raise is going to go directly to MDA, a portion of the profits off of the things they sell. And incidentally, they're taking pledges and they're taking your donations out there. And I happen to know they have several $100s raised already. So if you get an opportunity, go on out there and check out World of Pets. And I'd like to take this opportunity to have all the folks out there who listen to WBEA in Lorain County to go ahead and give. Your donation does make a difference. Doesn't matter how much it is, small or large. It does make a difference in the fight against muscular dystrophy. And as a matter of fact, you want to call from Lorain, you can do so toll-free at 988-4443. In Elyria, it's 324-5021. Pitch in there and really help for MDA.
Thank you, Lou, very much. Okay, and now we have here, coming up to my right, your name, young lady?
I'm Margot
We'll get
Titherington.
the pretty one here in the middle. Okay, and
Sam Tigert.
Sam, would you like to tell us what you've done?
Well, our employees in the Akron area Kmarts have worked very diligently and for the past 3 weeks collecting money for MDA. And with that, it is our pleasure to present you and MDA with a check for $12,000.
That's a big one.
Yes.
That is so great. We thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Any number helps, but this is a beauty. Thank you, Kmart, very much, in Akron. We have now here Mr.
Greg Dunn from Greater Akron Motorcycle Club.
Okay, Greg, you tell us what you have done.
Yeah, well, in August the 18th, we had a poker run for Jerry's kids. Had 195 bike riders. And we were able to get a contribution of $632.79.
That is swell. Okay, Greg, thank you. Very much appreciated. At this point, we are going to go back to Denise.
That sounds good.
Okay. Denise?
Thanks, Dick. I'd like you to meet Reverend or Father Frank Godek. He's a chaplain at St. Alexis Hospital. And you have done some things to help raise money for MD. Tell us about the Love Run.
Well, this was organized by the MDA, a challenge to all the runners of Ohio during the month of May to get sponsors for all the training miles they would run during the month. So I took up the challenge, but I thought I'll do it in a unique way. And instead of going to parishioners or family or friends, I went to all the priests.
Oh my.
And hit all the peers, all the clergy, and solicited funds from over 100 of them who came through with donations. And I warned them ahead of time I'd be running around 200 miles during the month, getting ready for the Revco Marathon and then follow-up runs after that. So as a total, we realized $3,419.99.
Oh, that's wonderful.
From the clergy of Cleveland.
That's
so we're
great.
rather
Let's
happy
hear it
about
for the
that.
clergy of Cleveland. That's terrific. Oh, that's great. Is there anything you'd like to say to all the nice folks out there watching us now?
Well, a lot of them wanted to sponsor me, my own family, other friends, and I turned down a lot of the sponsorships trying to see what we can get from the clergy. And I told them they'll have their chance during the telethon, right?
Oh, okay.
So maybe they're watching now. And maybe they can accept the challenge. If you still want to help out with the Love Run, you can. Phone in right now. What's the number, Nadine?
The number is 881-1234. I only hear one phone ringing. Let's
well,
get them
come
all
on, we
ringing
can start.
in
Maybe
here.
we can cause a jam up in the phone lines
That would be
if we
nice,
all want to
wouldn't
call
it?
in.
881-1234. Thank you very much, Father.
You're
Now
welcome,
back to
Denise.
Dick.
Thank you.
I think we're going to the fishbowl
Oh,
now.
we're going to the fishbowl.
Yeah, we're going to go out and
Okay.
see what
Let's
Big
go
Chuck
out
is up to.
See what Big Chuck and Little
Okay.
John are doing.
Okay, thank you. Big Chuck and Little John on the lawn here again, and before we get started, John has something to say.
As long as we've been on the lawn here, which is like 12 years, there's been a gentleman that comes down, gives us a check every year and doesn't want to be on TV. I want to thank Alvin Buckholz of South Euclid for his check of $200.
Thank you, Alvin. Okay, and here we go. What is your name? Tim, and how much did you collect? How much did you collect?
$11.25.
Way to go, guys. Put it in there.
And what's your name?
My name's Jennifer, and I collected $32.
32, thank you. Dump it right in there.
And what is your name, hon?
Regina,
And how much did you collect, Regina?
$29.
$29. Way to go.
And what's your name, buddy?
My name's Mark Morales, and I collected $4.70.
All right, nice
Hi,
shirt
guys.
you got on there, too.
Oh, you're with them? Okay.
Okay, what's your name, sweetheart?
My name is Stanley. I collected $7.10.
Thank you. Put it right in there.
What is your name?
Jamie,
Jamie, what did you collect? Do you know?
$12.34.
Very good, Jamie.
And what's your name, buddy?
Dave Franklin,
And how much did you collect?
$75.65.
$75.65.
And as you can hear, the air show is in full swing here. What's your name, hon?
Maria,
And how much did you collect?
$27.65.
Very good work. Thank you.
What's your name, sweetheart?
Evelyn,
And how much you collect?
$2.
Okay, thank you, Evan.
Okay, now look at this sign. It says, our collection last year, $88.36. This year, $114.18. And what is your name?
David Gillespie.
David, very good. Very good work. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have Mrs. Ohio here, who was here earlier. She was in a parade today, and she's back to help Jerry's kids. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have two sisters with muscular dystrophy, and I say get out here, come over here and visit us, or call in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice hand for Mrs. Ohio.
Yes, okay. Remember, it's 881-1234. Call in now.
And your name?
Chris,
Chris, you got a whole jar, a mason jar full of money. How much is in there?
$30.43.
Way to go, Chris.
And what's your name? Okay, Jennifer, put your money right in there. Thank you.
What's your name?
Brent Smolsky,
And what do you have there?
$32.05.
Excellent work, guys.
And what's your name?
Christina,
And how much money you got in there, Christina?
$61.45.
And 45 cents. What's your name?
Kelly.
Okay, dump it right
Okay,
in.
that's
Very
it for
good.
this break. Back to you, Denise.
George Carl, coach of the Cavaliers, has already had how many, George?
Oh, 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay, how about 6 or 7? We're going to have to call E.T. on those flowers. I'm afraid they're starting to wilt like we are. But the number in Cleveland, 881-1234. There you see Lorraine and Elyria. Keep the phones ringing, folks. Sound like Lawrence Welk. And now here we have, coming up here, one of the fine gentlemen in Cleveland radio. And Ted Lux, how are you?
Last time we stood in this spot, we were trying to get coats for kids. Today we're trying to get healthy muscles.
And that was successful, too.
Yes, it was. It's good to see you today. I wanted to come down and, first of all, hand you the Lux family check.
Well, isn't that so?
Don't know $12,000, but that's out of the Lux family till. Yesterday afternoon, I watched my boy outside play baseball, and then turned on the telethon last night and watched you and watched the videos and the kids. And that's when you find out that your prayers have been answered. And you want to come down and look everybody else out there square in the eye who is maybe not called yet and say, you too can make a difference, like we hope the Lux family check will.
That's really swell of you, Ted. And we better mention a radio station here or you're going to be in real trouble.
That's right.
What do you think we're going to say?
Hello to everybody from Light Rock 106.5 WLTF, and we'll see you and everyone in Vermilion on Woolly Bear Sunday.
Well, you didn't have to say that, but you're on my dial in the car. All right, thanks a lot, Ted. Appreciate it, and thank you so much for this. Ernie Johnson has been here before, and Ernie, tell us what you're up to now.
Okay, what we're doing is we're calling the attention to all the firefighters that have not called in their pledges for muscular dystrophy. Call them in now, 881-1234. It's on the bottom of your screen along with the other numbers here. Let us hear from you. We want to get a statewide total, so we'll be able to announce it at the end of the show. Call us. We need it.
Okay, Ernie, thank you so very much. Here again is Denise.
Thanks, Dick. We've gotten some really nice phone calls, some very touching phone calls and pledges here. Mrs. Daniel Baskine, who lost 2 brothers to ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which is one of the 40 neuromuscular diseases covered by the Muscular Dystrophy Association. She pledged $125 in their memory. Rose Gulf Station of Wadsworth pledged $50, and Tony Perry Chevrolet in Wadsworth, $100. And now I'd like to check back on a young man who is just a joy. He's a wonderful youngster. His name is Danny Jovanovic. He was last year's poster child, and let's see what he's up to this year.
MD is a disease of many faces, many stories. Meet 9-year-old Danny Jovanovic. Danny has lived all his life with MD, but he refuses to let the disease rob him of his childhood.
Now, this disease that you have, it's kind of tough on you, huh? But you've known about it all your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you deal with it? Is it okay? Is it frustrating sometimes?
Well, when my other friends ride the bikes, it's very frustrating. Because I can't ride off. I have to sit either ride my sister's big wheel or I have to just sit down and watch if my sister's riding a big wheel with them.
Yeah. You get tired?
Mm-hmm.
Danny's parents have weathered the storm of self-inflicted pain and guilt that comes with a handicapped child. Lou and Ani Jovanovic are stronger, better people for having lived with and loved their son Danny.
At times I think I hurt more. I've caught myself crying a lot or just being ready to cry. Because he just has bad days. He goes right along with everything, and there'll be a day when he comes in and just says, "But why me? You know, why, Mom? What happened?" I can always say, "Danny, I honestly don't know. And I know that God didn't do this to you, to make you unhappy or to hurt you. I just think that, we have to be thankful that it wasn't something painful like cancer, because Danny's disease is not painful."
Within Danny, there is a competitive fire that burns. Danny will catch a football. Danny will ride a bike. Danny will, as he says, have fun.
What would you say to other kids who have MD?
Well, I wouldn't know kind of what to say, because I ain't in a wheelchair yet, and I don't know how it feels yet. I'm still walking and having fun.
Whenever you meet someone who exudes as much positive energy as Danny does, your hope is that by spending time with him or her, some of that person's goodness will rub off. The reality of Danny's disease is that he'll probably end up in a wheelchair in the next 3 years. That would make him just 12 years old. And that is the real heartbreak of MD.
At any time, any one of us can become an MD patient. The one thing that MDA gives you is hope. No doubt about that.
That's right. You're never alone with the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Let's take a look at the tote now and see what we have. $390,069. That's fantastic. Great. Wonderful.
We're moving up now, and a trip to the front lawn. Here's Mr. Music, Dennis Chandler, who's with Big Chuck and Little John.
We're in the last few hours of the 1985 Jerry Lewis Super Show. In this segment, you'll meet Joe Piscopo. Now, once again, here's Jerry Lewis.
Yeah!